It seems those demons fled to the altar on the opposite side. But I have no idea how to get there. This shrine is like a maze. We need something to lead us in the right direction. Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Ōkami. Last time, we made our way here to one of the twin peaks of Ezofuji. We met with Shiranui and faced off against the silver demon Nechku. And at the great cost of what seems to be Shiranui's life, the sword Kutone began to glow silver once again. Wait, remember when this wolf struck one of the demons? Did you see the strange glowing piece that flew off of it? Maybe this shrine and those demons operate in a similar way. If only we had something to lead us in the right direction. Indeed, right over here, we have this. Whatever it is, it seems to be some sort of gear. I have no idea what we just found, but it sure looks interesting. Amaterasu, this wolf isn't going to last much longer. I owe my life to this one now. I can't let this wolf die like this. Don't worry. I know this wolf's companion must be around here somewhere. You'll know him right away. He's a Ponkel, just like me. So this wolf has a Ponkel companion as well. And it looks almost exactly like Amaterasu. What's going on? Even their scents are the same. It's a long story, believe me. And this is not exactly the time to be talking. We gotta chase down those demons. You're right. We must finish them off. Let's do it together this time. And with that, this gigantic clock descends back into the Wauku Shrine in the central room. Listen, you two. I'm going to stay here with this wolf. You go on ahead. What? I can't leave this one here all alone. What happened to this wolf is all my fault. Oki, don't worry. I don't intend on having you fight those demons alone. I'll catch up with you once I finish off the rest of the monsters and make sure this area is safe. Keep forging ahead until then. Oh, come off it already, Oki. You're not really all that tough. I mean, with your plan, we'd end up having to worry about you. But if you insist, we'll leave this area to you. We'll go on ahead to where those demons are. Look after that wolf, okay? I will. O spirits of the air, earth, and sea, grant these two your divine power. And with that, we must press onwards. This door from last time that we could not open. This odd device in our mouth does indeed serve as a key, allowing us to explore the remainder of the shrine. Inside we have a golden gate, which is pretty pointless because there is a save mirror right next to it in the exact same room that we were in before. And here we have this room. This room is annoying, to put it lightly. What we want to do is we want to send these cannons a-firing across the way right there. So what you want to do is you want to pause them about a quarter turn before where you want them to fire, and light them off. And hopefully they'll hit their targets. Yeah, there we go. The nice thing is, once you've used a cannon for its intended purpose, it will stop rotating, which is really nice. So let's fire this one off, which I just don't think rotates, period. Can we actually even set this one off, or is it all... apparently not. Alright, guess we'll set off this one. Alright, what's that gonna hit? That one up there. Very good. And we'll wait for this one to rotate around all nice-like. And that should be good. We'll set it off. Now, I didn't get much chance to talk about what exactly transpired at the end of last episode, but I have to say, even though Oki's story involving the Kutone sword is pretty cliche, let's be honest here, I still really like everything about the battle and the cutscenes last episode. They were just really cool. Alright, you're going to want to cast up Veil of Mist right here, because otherwise you are going to have a bit of a problem when those shots make their way across to you right here. And you're also going to want to keep refreshing your ice because otherwise you might have a bit of a problem with it disappearing from underneath your feet. Alright. Got another shot coming at us, I think. Yeah. Send that one back. And 2 shots should take out that cannon. Very good. And we now have a way to press onwards. Because... Whoa, 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 okay. Okay. You have to admit, that one was not my fault. That was not in any way my fault. The cutscene just gave it enough time for the ice to disappear. This game sometimes, I mean, I love this game, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it can really mess with you. Anyway, let's just fight our way through the ice physics all the way across. There we go. And for our troubles, we have yet another clover. So let's bloom you really quick. There we go. We actually have a lot of praise. Can we upgrade something? Let's see here. You know what, I'll just upgrade the wallet the rest of the way. I really don't have any reason to, and there is nothing in the entire game that requires 8 digits of money, but just to have it upgraded, nice thing to have. Anyway, right here in this area, what you want to do is you want to light this ablaze with Inferno or some other source of fire, and it will reveal this icy sphere right here. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to blow it over this way, because inside the next room is a required fight. That is not exactly what I was hoping for, but it looks like we have a bit of a required battle against another one of these Tengus right here. I really, really don't like this enemy, and I don't like the fact that there is an ice ball in the battlefield that I'm, like, stuck behind. There we go. Alright, can we please just... Alright. This battle right here with the Great Tengu is annoying because there's a bunch of ice in the battlefield right here that you really can't do very much to avoid. Ow. What is even hitting me? I have no idea what's even hitting me. Alright, I'm going to want to keep Veil of Mist up right here just to see if I can actually take him down before he goes into Berserk mode. Nah, it's too late. He's going into his Berserk mode, which is unfortunate, but all we can really do is avoid this guy's onslaught. Alright, just stay out of his way and away from the ice, and we should be okay. Wait for him to turn around. Alright, and Veil of Mist, get out of his way again. And with that, he should go back. Yes, nice. Alright, so what we can do is we can finish him off, and I believe his Power Slash is actually ice. So let's see if we can actually get ice to go off on him. Come on. Oh, come on. I had a really, really sloppy drawing of the ice power last episode, and it actually took. So why isn't this taking? There we go! Nice. 5 Demon Fangs for our trouble. Yeah, that really wasn't my proudest fight. Anyway, now that that is over, we want to get that ice ball back over this way. And hopefully we can make it through without too much trouble, because I'll be honest, ball pushing physics using wind is so annoying. As you can see right there, how it's going the complete wrong way. Get out of the corner, come on. Really? Really? I'm actually out of ink because I had to spend so much blowing around this stupid ball. Oh, please don't go off the edge. Okay, good. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing to go where we actually want it to go this time. Once it's right around there, please go right in the hallway. Nice, it went into the hallway, sort of. Alrighty. So yeah, this dungeon is a very, very long dungeon, and I mean, since it's the last dungeon, I guess it makes sense, but... Oh, come on. But I mean, I guess it makes sense that it's the longest dungeon, but it can get a little bit tedious sometimes just because of all of the crazy ball-pushing physics and stuff you have to do. And I just realized that right there is intended to be a source of ice to freeze these spinning gears, but if you just cast up your ice power, you actually don't need it at all, which is a little amusing. Alright, where are we going? We are going that way. Can we use this as a source of ice? Looks like we actually can. Awesome. Alright, so let's freeze everyone else here. Can we freeze you? Yeah, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Alright, stay put, stay put. Ooh. This dungeon is admittedly very, very heavy on the platforming, and for that reason it can get a little finicky if you're not the best at platforming. And as you can probably tell, I am not the best at platforming. So let's just get right on across the way right here. And I guess I was wrong. There's actually one more lockjaw that we have to take care of. And I think the key is actually over that way. So let's freeze all these guys best we can. And we can get over and grab the key. And it looks like there's also a treasure over there that I missed. And I would be remiss not to go and at least try and check out what it is. Alright, let's make it across here. I haven't fallen in this room yet, although saying that probably is going to jinx it all on its own. In this chest we have emerald tassels. Very good. You're going to want to grab a little more treasure in this area, just because there is something we're going to want to buy next episode, I think, that is going to run you 500,000 yen, so you're going to want to grab a hold of as much money as you can. Not to spoil anything, but considering the price and the voice crack, you can probably tell what it is. Alright, let's make our way all the way over here, and again, we have a required use of Cherry Bomb, so moves that we got in, like, another voice crack, wow. Moves that we got in, like, episode 5 or 6 of this series, we're still using them 40 episodes later, which is awesome. Alrighty, if we can just not have any more embarrassing voice cracks of doom and make our way back across, I'm pretty sure this is the actual last lockjaw in the game. So if you've enjoyed seeing the amusing animations of the lockjaw, prepare yourself, because this is the last time we're going to see it. Farewell, my friend. You did well. Anyway, through here, we have another bit of a rest area, I guess, to use a more clinical term as to what it is. We have some treasure, godly charm, which could definitely be useful going forward, and Kutani pottery, which is another thing that we can sell. And speaking of selling, we have an imp merchant. Who goes there? Hey, how did you get in here? You ain't come to invade us poor folk of Waku's shrine, have ya? If you have, you've got me to answer to. A fight to end all fights. And the best way to settle it? With a bit of business, of course. So, yep, it's a shop. Okay, I think oh wow, he actually does not have any weapons. Interesting. So here's his inventory right here, although it isn't really much to write home about, although I think I will sell off the rest of my treasure, and I'm pretty sure this should push us over 500,000 yen, which is really nice. In fact, it pushes us over 600,000, which is crazy. Anyway, pointless Golden Gate right there, because there's a save mirror right there. And without further ado, up ahead is Ōki. And with that, our final battle in the shrine. Ōki? How'd you get here so quick? Actually, I owe it to that wolf and his little friend. A Ponkel appeared after you left, and told me to go help Amaterasu. So that was the wolf's companion you were talking about, right? That wolf really seemed to perk up when that Ponkel appeared. It looks like the wolf had recovered somewhat. I sensed they had a bond that made me feel they'd be okay. So I left them and came rushing here. But enough talk for now. Have at you? No. I take it that if you're here, those demons must be somewhere up ahead. Well, Amaterasu, will you fight alongside me? Fight together with Ōki? Let's rumble. O spirits of the air, earth, and sea, grant us your divine power. So this is where those bird brains went. They're trying to hide while they lick their wounds. We can't let these infernal contraptions get away this time. and I don't think we have enough energy to chase them down again. Them? Get away again? Haha. No prey has ever eluded my trusty Denkomaru more than once. Nor my own. So begins the battle against Lechku and Nechku, and like last time when we fight them, we have an ally along our side. This time, it is Ōki. So what you want to do is you want to reflect those shots back and stun those guys as best you can. And as you might notice, you have the powers of ice, fire, and lightning available to you. While they might not all do what you want to do immediately, they are all there for a reason, and they are all there for you to deal some damage against these guys if you really want to, or get into the situation where it would be useful to do so. Anyway, they will commonly spout some stuff out of their hats, and that is what these sources are for. You'll notice that one actually possesses the 9 strike, which is a very, very interesting factoid. Once they are stunned, now Amaterasu, pull me back like an arrow and fire me at those demons. I will pull them down to the ground. Coolest thing ever, you pull back, let go, and you will shoot Ōki out of this weird icy bow that comes out of nowhere, and he will fly up to the demons and begin to attack them, which is really, really crazy cool stuff. Really random, and it's one of those things that's just out there enough to really, really drive home how awesome this fight is. Anyway, once you've trashed them enough, they will head back on into the air, and you simply rinse and repeat. Alright, can we slash that? Oh, it's a cherry bomb. You do not want to get hit by that. That would be no good at all. And as you can see, these guys have quite a few attacks at their disposal, and you're going to want to neutralize them as best you can. Alrighty, that one over there is stunned. It looks like Ōki's going to run over, pull him back, and there we go. And it looks like that one's also stunned, but unfortunately there is only one Ōki, so that one's just going to have to wait a little bit. Anyway, hopefully that one will fall down quickly. Can we just come down here? Come down here. Or not. Alright. Looks like we get the opportunity to go after the other one. Nice. Slash him, bring him down to the ground, and we're going to wail on him with our super powerful divine instrument, because what else would we do? Alrighty, you definitely want to have the most powerful weapon that you have at your disposal equipped for this fight. If you're not too confident with the glaive, Solar Flare is definitely a very recommended weapon to have a hold of in this fight. Oh wow, I didn't know he could actually pick you up. That is an attack that I have never ever seen before. Wow. Guess you learn something new every day. Alright guy, come on, do something. Alright, there we go. Looks like we have a cherry bomb, which I don't think we can actually do anything about, unfortunately. It's the one attack that they have that I don't think has a counter. Alright guys, I'm trying to bait you. There we go. Slash that back, and he should be at least sufficiently stunned to stop attacking for a while. Alright, Ōki, it looks like that's not going to work out very well for you. Slash that. I'm actually not sure what happens if you let that egg remain for a while, to be honest. I'm not sure what it'll do, so it's best to just deal with it before we have the misfortune of finding out. Alrighty, we're going to want to strike that one with lightning. Ōki runs over and launch him, and honestly, launching Ōki as a weapon is just the coolest thing ever. Like, let's be honest here, and I gotta say, having a tag team boss fight right at the end of the game is a really, really neat idea, and I'm really glad that even though we had the relatively boring power of ice cap off our brush techniques, I feel like this is an incredible boss fight that does a lot of really new and unique stuff that you just haven't seen yet in the adventure, and I think that's a very, very respectable claim to fame. Anyway, slash that, keep out of the way of the silver demon right there, and hopefully we'll get another chance to stun these guys as best we can. Alright, keep out of his way. Okay, so, can we actually get you guys to do something? You guys are taking quite a while to bring down, actually. This is actually a very incredible boss battle, but it does take quite a long time. And as you can see, they actually have a Berserk mode, which I also didn't know about, and the music actually changes. You want to keep out of their way when they do that, because it is kind of scary. I do admit I haven't done this boss fight in a while, so I'm not exactly too terribly well versed in exactly what it is we're supposed to do to make it go quicker, so it might take a little while, and for that reason we're probably going to see their entire arsenal of attacks, even ones that I just am not familiar with for one reason or another. Anyway, got this one down again, gonna keep wailing in on him as much as we can. Alright, he should be almost down, he's just got a sliver of health left. Now, one fun fact, there is of course going to be a cutscene that takes place after this boss fight, and depending on which demon you defeat in the battle first, the cutscene changes slightly, which is pretty interesting. I'm not going to be showing both, I'm just going to show the one which we wind up seeing, but it is a pretty neat little factoid about this fight that I feel like a lot of people don't really know about. Anyway, gonna bring that demon down, and it looks like this one is going to be the first one to fall. Nice. Down goes the gold demon, and I'm willing to bet the silver demon will not be very far behind. Keep out of the way of his grabbing attack, and it looks like the gold demon actually stays in the battlefield during this whole endeavor, which is interesting. And, ow. Luckily we had godhood built up, so it's not too terribly bad. I'm gonna slash that, and slash that, and slash you, and looks like this fight is just about over. The twin demons, which had suddenly awoken atop Ezofuji, and tried to lay waste to the land of Kamui, were defeated. They disappeared in a burst of petals, thanks to Oki and Amaterasu. However, a giant cloud, black as night, cast a shadow on the scene. Blight, Ninetails, the twin demons Lechku and Nechku. The souls of each were swept into the cloud as it moved. It drifted toward the Ark of Yamato at the bottom of Laochi Lake. The Ark of Yamato is beckoning all of the world's darkness within. Tuskel's words echoed ominously, awakening Amaterasu's heart. All the sacrifices, all the life lost in the name of good. Was it all in vain? Shiranui, Amaterasu's 100-year-old incarnation, was fatigued and exhausted by the intense battle. However, when Shiranui noticed the glow of Oki's sword, Kutone, a sly smile seemed to crease the wolf's tired lips. Satisfied with this bright glimmer of hope, Shiranui struggled to rise and put every last ounce of strength into passing through Ishaku's gate back in time, back home. As Amaterasu and Isun looked on, they were fully aware that Shiranui headed back into the face of danger, to the battle with Orochi. After saving Nagi from the clutches of death, and aiding them in their own quest, Shiranui would die a hero, marking the beginning of the legend of Orochi. As Ishaku left the scene, his eyes betrayed the sort of toughness one exhibits when preparing for a grave event.
Ōkami.